Hi everyone, how are you? Happy Friday again. So the week is passing by very quickly and it's a little cloudy today, but I've been enjoying my swimming pool because I always do a little bit of a swimming in between my work. So I usually go swimming after lunch and refresh myself. Then I come back to work, feeling a little bit more refreshed and also a little sharper. So today we're going to talk about sales and marketing, all right? That is something that's really important for all artists, okay? It's not something that most people are comfortable about until you know how to do it right, until you know what the meaning is behind the sales and marketing. Because lots of people have really bad idea about salespeople, right? And I know I felt that way in the beginning as well. So we're going to start right away because I don't want to waste your time. So my name is Ting. And I'm an artist for over 20 years. I've been selling my art via art shows, art galleries, as well as more shows. And I sold internationally as well. And the past 13 years, I opened my own art gallery called Art Rush Gallery, and I sold my art there. And since COVID, I started doing this coaching art business because it's something that I've always wanted to do. And artists, when they came to my gallery, when I had my gallery, people were always asking me, how did you able to produce all this work, and how do you sell art, and how do you make a living off selling art? So when COVID hit, and as you know, all businesses shut down, I decided I'm going to devote my time into building this coaching art business. And so far, it's been really rewarding, and I am loving it. Okay, now let's start with the creator's honeymoon. Okay, now most artists enjoy making art because it's just, it quenches your creativity. We're born with, if you're born as an artist, you're born to be creative, then that's something that you really want to do, right? So that quenches your creativity, and the joy of inventing something new and sharing with the world is just phenomenal. The feeling of sharing your beautiful work, your new work out there is a phenomenal feeling. And at the beginning of this incredible journey, right, you're giving your art away to your friends and families, eventually your skill gets improved. So as you improve, you'll also find that, you start thinking, well, you know what? It might be time for me to start selling my artwork because, you have all these canvases starting to accumulate, and you're also playing with the idea that what is it like to open a business with your passion? What's it like to do that every day for 24 hours a day? Well, not 24 hours, I guess, for most of the day, creating work and selling your artwork. What does that feel like, right? So I know this scenario well because I was you over 20 years ago. I wanted to do that because I hated my job and I didn't know, I just wanted to get out of it. So I just took a leap of faith and then decided to take a leap of faith with my talent and just basically jump in and do it. Okay. I know some of you are at this basically limbo time because you don't know how to get to it, right? You know you have the talent, but you don't know how to sell and you don't know how to market because that kind of it's confusing for you and it makes you feel so frustrated. So you end up just staying put, doing nothing with it. Now, I know you want to make your art into a business because that's something that's so rewarding, okay? But you don't enjoy marketing and selling. So you got yourself stuck in this catch-22 thing, and you're going, what should I do? When should I start? How should I do it? And where should I start? Suppose you do want to quit your 9-to-5 job and you do want to make your art into a business that's going to flourish, that's going to be, growing, and that's going to make you money, okay? Then if you view sales as icky and salespeople as slimy, then you really need to change your attitude on that, okay? Because everything to do with business revolves around sales, okay? And that is just the truth, and that's the way it is. Our job as an artist is to beautify people's homes, right? We want to make people's homes beautiful. We're making their homes into a relaxing oasis, and we're inspiring them every day. So when they come home from work, they feel inspired, they feel at peace. Now, our job as artists is very valid in the society. So by saying that you don't feel like you're worthwhile to, it's worthwhile for you to sell your art for money, then you're basically saying you're not worth it. And that is such a wrong attitude. That is a very undeserving attitude. And I don't want you to have that attitude, because I want you to make art and to sell your art so that you really enjoy it. Hi, how are you? Nice to see you. And so, when you have this undeserving attitude about your art, then that would really definitely hurt your sales. Hi, Amy. Nice to see you. Love your profile picture. Now, your marketing, I want you to start thinking differently, okay? I want you to think, when you want to turn your art creations into a business, you must start looking at your art from a marketer's perspective, okay? I want you to look at your art marketing from a marketer's perspective, because once you start looking at that, it's going to it's going to open your perspective. You're going to start looking at life and your business differently. Your marketing has to speak to your target audience. And then your sales techniques has to be authentic, has to be true, and has to be genuine so that people feel connected to you. That is very important, okay? And because sales is the only measuring stick to say that if your talent is going to be your hobby, is remain your hobby or business, that's what makes a difference, okay? It's your sales, okay? If you make enough sales, that means you can make a living from it. That means you can live on it and more, and pay all your expenses and more. Basically save money, go on vacation and all of that. Then that become a business, okay? But if it's just making you, a little bit of money, then it will remain a hobby. So in order to make it into a business, you've got to not have this hang up about marketing and sales, and you got to go out there and sell your art, okay? But I'll tell you a way to sell your art that you will feel that is a meaningful business, not a business that makes you feel slimy or icky, okay? Because nobody should feel that about business. Because business is actually very creative, it's very fun, and as artists, we're creative people. I don't think it's something that you would have a problem with if you just switch your mindset around, okay? Now, so we're talking about changing your attitude. Now, remember, your dream remains a dream if you don't have a plan for it. So you got to set plans. You got to improve your skills on anything that you need in order to make your business, successful and make it viable, okay? And the good news is that all of this is learnable, okay? Because marketing and sales is very much about human psychology, and it's also about your mindset and also techniques, okay? All of these learnable. So don't get all wind up going, well, I don't know how to do this. Listen, I'm nothing special, okay? I'm not any different from you. I just learned how to do it because I spent over 20 years selling art, and then I spent 13 years running my gallery, and been in the business every single day doing it. Of course, makes me, gain my experience faster, and therefore I know how to do it. And today I'm going to tell you how to do it. But I want you to remember this. The first thing is that every business is about human relationship, okay? Every business is about relationship. You need to build on that. If you think of your business as a relationship and that you are actually serving people, then it's very different. Then you feel like, okay, I'm actually putting good in people's life. And it's true. Without art, imagine what life is going to be. It would be so, wow, there will be no beauty. It would be boring if there's no art. So your job as an artist is important. And remember, your art is about connecting with people. So I want you to feel that way, okay? And then sales and marketing. Now, I want you to think, sales is not icky if you're sharing information, if you're actually educating people about your art, and you're actually telling people about your art mission. And sales is not gross if you actually connect with people, if you open up conversations and have basically intimate conversations that are meaningful, then that's not icky at all, right? Because when we open conversations with people and we actually get to know them and listen to them, it makes a huge difference. Then it actually makes it to become a very meaningful interaction. And we humans, we do crave for, meaningful interaction. And then sales is not icky either if you just let them have time to browse and to look at your work and to give them space and respect your space to make the decisions that they need to make. So I'm an introvert, and I know most artists are introverts, okay? And I want you to not think like, oh, because I'm an introvert, I don't want to do Facebook Live. I don't want to see people. I don't want to sell. I understand all of that fears because I seriously didn't even start talking till I was 4 years old. Like, I'm such an introvert. But I want you to look at, business as a relationship thing, as connecting with people. And I also want you to look at, being an introvert. Why don't we accept that and make that into our superpowers? Because we are definitely more introspective, and we're more intuitive, and we're better listeners. So just think of all the wonderful things that we have as our attributes, right? If we have those attributions, that means we can connect with people better. We can actually talk to people and have really deep conversations, and that make us better at sales because we're authentic and we're genuine in getting to know people, and that makes a big difference, okay? And when you're selling, you have to make sure that you listen more than you sell, because it's about your customers. It's about connecting with them, understanding where they're coming from. Because when you know where they're coming from, it makes a big difference in your sales, okay? If you have proper marketing behind you, then that would definitely help you out as well. Because that would make you feel like, it's helping you to make the connection. So you just basically need to talk to the people and build on the like trust factor, okay? Because when you build on the like trust factor, then sales will naturally happen. Excuse me, I have to drink my tea. For now, folks, I know it's overwhelming to think of all of this, but don't feel overwhelmed. Just think of it as like you're talking to your best friends when you meet somebody. Okay, don't be shy. Introduce them to your art, what your art mission is about, what you are about. When you open your heart, you'll notice that people actually want to be with you, and people actually want to know more about you. I know being introvert, we think that we shouldn't be seen or heard because we just kind of want to hide, but don't feel that way, okay? Because you have a gift and you need to share it. And if you share it with people and you open up and you show people your authentic self, I'll tell you, people will magnetize towards you and your art. And that's how you build a business that's genuine and authentic, and that you won't feel icky about sales and marketing. For now, I want you to imagine what it would be like to open a business with your art talent. I want you to think of, what is it like to basically get up in the morning and feeling inspired and going to work, creating beautiful art, sharing with your followers, and actually get paid for it. Wouldn't that be just awesome? Now, I'll tell you this. Since I opened my art business and start selling my art, it really does open up doors for me, because it just makes me feel so empowered to be able to control my own destiny and not to have to depend on my employers to tell me if I'm going to be laid off or not, right? So it is an empowering feeling to have your own business. So I encourage you, all of you, to think twice about sales and marketing, and replay this video and get to know what sales and marketing is about, because it's all about connection, okay? It's about making authentic relationship, and from there, sales will naturally happen, all right? And if this vlog makes you feel empowered and you want to open a business of your dream, then I want you to go and download this guide. I actually created a guide for you that shows you the framework, so you can start from there. So basically, www.builtyourartbusiness.com/ultimate-guide.html, and I'll put the link on this post after I'm done with this Facebook Live, okay? Thank you so much for joining me, and I shall see you again next Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific time, okay? Have a wonderful weekend, and happy Canada Day to all my Canadian friends, and I shall see you again next week.